Welcome to the Samira Space, the show where we deep dive into the real issues that shape our lives, businesses, and communities. I'm your host, Samira, and in every episode, we bring you powerful conversations with thought leaders, entrepreneurs, change makers, and everyday heroes who are driving impact across the globe. Today's episode is packed with insights as we explore key themes around business, entrepreneurship, the challenges facing our youth, including unemployment and empowerment, social problems, and how we can all grow into the people and leaders our world needs. My guest today is Mr. Farouk Umar, an entrepreneur, a youth leader. He is the CEO of Dot Cafe, based here in Abuja, and he is also the CEO of Umrisa Farms, where they offer fresh foods, supplies, and consultancy. Let's dive in. Welcome to the show, Mr. Farouk.
Okay, so basically, I started with the farming, and
So have you always known that you want to do this in
oh
terms
yes,
of the
I've never
farming?
intended to work for the government.
Okay, from day one.
Yes, since I was in the university, I knew I wanted to be a business person.
Yes.
I was actively doing business. In 2012, I went to Jeddah to buy shoes to come and sell. So yes, I was practically doing businesses.
So how did that go for you?
It was a one-time thing.
Okay.
The Jeddah runs.
Like a test run.
Yes, it was a one-time thing. I went to Umrah, and then I decided, okay, I traveled to Jeddah to do my business shopping in the Jeddah market.
So they have a lot of stuff there.
Oh yes, Jeddah is a very big market. There's a very big market in Jeddah. And I went there, I bought some shoes, some loafers, office loafers, and it finished. As soon as I got back to Nigeria, it finished, and I got profit. Yes,
Wow.
so it was a one-time thing, but it was quite profitable, alhamdulillah.
Yes.
So it has always been that for me. I've never really intended to work for the government.
Okay.
I've always had this passion of like creating things.
Okay, you've been like always been a creative.
Yes, one other thing that really motivates me to do more of these things is the situation we find ourselves in this country. So the moment I find someone that needs help and is good at something, I feel like I want to do something for. So I'm actively trying. That's fine. So I actively try to look for where to put people.
Okay.
So I've been paying people salary since 2011.
Since 2011.
Yes, and I think now I have about 15 to 16 people I pay.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
So it's been a roller coaster.
So sorry to take you back. So from the shoes, what did you do next?
So the shoes was a one-time thing, like I told you. However, I was actively doing my agriculture as at then. So I was still doing the fish kill. I would dry the fish and then package it in Umrisa's branding and sell it, take it to the market.
Yes.
So I did not have so much capacity to do that. I had to venture into animal husbandry. I had to start bringing cattle. So I had cattle in the farm. I have foreign sheep in the farms. I had goats.
So you had to buy all of that?
Yes, I think I did a business with the owner of Domac, Mr. Kingsley Azonobi, where he bought 20 goats. It was my first time, and unfortunately, all his goats died.
All 20 of them?
Everything died.
How come? What happened?
Because actually, I just started doing the goat farming. I didn't really get enough consultation.
Right.
And the guy, he was a very good friend of mine. So he saw me doing that. He was like, he wants to do Domac resort, like a Domac, what's it called? Like a resort, like a zoo, a mini zoo in Domac City.
Okay.
And he wants to put animals, like foreign animals in them. So he wants to buy 20 goats from the Sahel and bring to my farm. I was like, I'll do it for you. So I regret collecting those goats because everything.
So you bought them from him?
Yes, I bought it for him actually.
Okay.
He gave me the money and I outsourced the goats, brought them to my farm. I was feeding them. So what I didn't really consider is the conditions that those goats would survive in. So these goats are goats that are mainly known to stay in the heat season close to the desert, and I brought them to Abuja. It was quite cold. So they kept falling sick and nobody could treat them, and they kept dying one after the other until all 20 died.
Oh my God.
So,
And that
yes,
didn't make you give up?
Oh no, I didn't give up. I didn't even think of that.
Okay, you didn't even think of that?
No, I didn't think of that.
Yes.
I don't think I give up easily.
Okay, you don't?
Yes, I do.
So is that one of the secrets to like sustaining business, not giving up, not being, you know, some people are just, once you just try one or two things and it fails, it's like, it's over. I can't do it again.
Yes, so one very important ingredient about doing a business, you have to make sure what you're doing, you love doing.
Right.
If you just do something because of the money, you're really going to go through a lot of problems.
Okay.
If you're doing business, find something you love doing. Find a passion, you know. For me, agriculture is a passion. I love doing it. I have flowers in my house. I grow basil, sweet basil, cinnamon basil, rosemary. My wife just plucks it from the backyard or balcony and makes food with it. I have ugu and all this. And so I love doing agriculture. I always find it fun when I do it. So I don't see it as a job. And so if you want to really do a business and succeed, you have to really love what you're doing. So when you love what you're doing, it would be as though you're having fun. You're playing and making money. You know, so yes, a lot of people give up because they're doing it for the money.
Right.
And then when they go through the challenges, it's not worth it. You know, they'll be like, let me just go and do something else.
Yes.
You know.
So how did the cafe come about? How did you transition from the farm to the cafe?
Okay, so the cafe was an idea I had because I knew someone who had a restaurant in Nile.
Okay.
So I would always see how much she makes. She makes a good amount of money.
Right.
Even though she was complaining at them. And I was surprised. I was like,
is that Hamida?
No, not Hamida.
Okay.
That's Quintavia, right? Okay, so this is Zulaiha.
Okay.
So Zulaiha and her friend who, Ummi, I've forgotten her.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, she would always make a lot of money. She would make 500K, 400K.
A day.
Yes, and I was like,
this is good business.
This is actually good business. So Saida was working in Nile. So I was like, Saida, please get us a spot. Get us a place to do a business because I heard restaurant business is very good. And she's like, okay, I will pull my strings. So she applied for us. We followed all due process. Unfortunately, we were given an allocation.
Okay.
So when we got the allocation was just for the land.
Yes.
So it was a rent tenement. We paid it and then we started building.
So I was building it?
Yes, I built it. We built it from the scratch. She's an architect, Saida. She studied in Australia. So yeah, she did the design and everything.
Wow.
We built it from the scratch. Even around the time I was getting married, I was sending money to build .cafe. So it was quite intensive. But it's very much worth it.
Right.
So that's how it came about. And after we built it, we were thinking about what to name it. Saida suggested she wanted to do Saida Confectionaries, but we felt like it's not a good idea for it to be that. We need to look for something that's more dynamic.
Right.
Fortunately, Dot passed. So the moment she mentioned Dot Cafe, it was so apt because it's not just about it's her name because that's her name as I said.
Yeah,
but we used to call her Dolly Dot. But Dot Cafe is really a very, very good concept. It embodies a lot of things, especially for a cafe.
Okay, like what and what?
So when I was doing the research, I realized that when you have a cafe, I went to there are a couple of Dot Cafes around the world.
Okay.
And then a lot of them find their branding so easy to do because of the dot. So they would design things with dot and put a dot on a cup, you know, and then so it's so easy to like brand.
Right.
And
so versatile.
Yes, and then it's very soothing when you hear for the name. So it's really it's really like a thing we wanted to go with.
Yes,
to go with.
Right.
So that's how Dot Cafe came about. It was stressful. We went through a lot of challenges, but alhamdulillah.
So how do you remain steadfast in the midst of all these challenges? So in terms of the cafe, what sort of challenges? Because I've always wanted to have a cafe myself. So what sort of challenges comes with having a cafe?
Okay.
Because when you think of a cafe, it's like it's just setting up this, that. You wouldn't think there's so much to it.
So when you're setting up a cafe, every business before you set up a business, you need to put into consideration the business environment.
Yes.
Where is your business located? Who are the people you aim to serve?
So you have to
What do they
target
like?
all of these
Of course,
things.
of course. If I have a dot cafe that
Yeah.
is functional in Nile University, it will be different in Base University.
Okay.
Yes,
So is that
will
like
be
the
different in
mission?
Wuse too. So that's more like how I think the best
Operate.
way of actually opening any business, not just a cafe.
Okay.
So when you open a business, you need to do a feasibility. You need to understand what works. You need to understand who is going to buy your product.
So all these
those
things
people available
matter.
there. Yes, of
Like,
course.
so you need to have it all
These are the
figured
ingredients of success. If you
Right.
don't do that,
I was reading a
you
book
can only
about
be lucky.
this.
Yes,
Right.
you can
And I
only
was
get
like,
lucky.
oh my God. So these things need
Yes,
to. So you can't
yes,
just be
yes.
like, oh, I want to do this without having all of this feasibility.
Samira, I'll tell you, business is the hardest thing you can do to earn money. It's the most
Okay.
difficult thing. It's better for you to go and work if you don't want stress.
Stress,
It's better
yes.
for you to work under somebody or go and work for the government, because now you only have to you only have to worry about 9 to 5. After 5, your boss cannot give you, you just go and sleep, and then you have your weekends. When you start a business, you don't have a working hour.
No days off.
Yes, no days off. And then you have to wake up. A lot of people would say
Yeah,
if you're a business, you won't not wake up in the morning. Yes, you can decide to not wake up in the morning, but it's your business that will stagnate. So you have to wake up. You can't even sleep.
Because you're always like, thinking, yes.
So it's a lot of problems. There's a lot of problems when you open a business. You have to be all the departments at once. Before you grow to open the departments, you have to do all the work. So you have to do all the clerical duties. You have to do all the correspondence, all the applications, all the registrations,
And do you have to have a team?
Yes.
How important is having a team for a business?
Well, you certainly cannot do it alone.
Okay, it can't
so you need a team.
So at least a minimum of like how many people? At least.
Well, it depends. Again, to what you're doing. So someone that's opening a business of social media pages would only require AIs today to actually work with them, and he can certainly do it alone. He doesn't need any other person. But as somebody that needs a physical presence,
yes,
you need someone that's going to attend to people.
Right.
That's a reception. So someone to welcome people, and that's the face of your brand. You need where people can apply. If it's a product you're selling, they need to be able to pay. Who is going to collect your payment? Who is going to account for the payment? All the business. So you need a team. You need at every level. You need a loyal person that's going to handle it for you, which is, of course, another great problem in this country.
True. Having that person that...
Yes, loyal people, having trustworthy people. Yeah.
So I was reading this book, like I told you yesterday. I'm still not done reading it.
Yes.
So it says, for example, like McDonald's. So it says, like McDonald's, for example, they don't have like the best of maybe burgers.
Yes.
Other people have, you can make their other amazing burgers.
Yeah.
But because of the brand. And then it says that the owner doesn't have to monitor in terms of being there physically, like all his branches, for example.
Yes.
So it says that you need a system.
Yes.
So what's that system? Can you...
So I'll open
mean?
Specifically McDonald's that you mentioned. Let me open it a little bit. So I happened to go through a case study of McDonald's recently, moving into India. Some of the things McDonald's do, because they are an international brand, they are very well recognized and people know their food. So when they went to India, I think they did not just go to open. They go through a series of systems. They apply things. So what are the first first things they did?
Yes.
They would send a team to go and find out, okay, can we get supplies of our raw materials in India? So they will go and look for where they can get the things to make their food. Secondly, they will look for the taste of the people.
Right.
So what is their popular food? What kind of taste do they like? And they would work to bring new menu for those people. So they will bring burgers that specifically has the taste of the Indian people.
Yes,
so the second thing. The third thing, workforce. They will look for how they can get their own workforce. They cannot definitely export their workforce from America. So they have to go to India and look for people, train them, give them orientation. So there's a series of system you have to put. So McDonald's for that you mentioned now, McDonald's has presence in a lot of countries. So for them to be able to go to all these countries and
Yes.
study the countries, the people, and then bring menu that is specifically for those people, is a lot of systems. It cannot just be, you cannot just take what works in America and put it in Afghanistan or put it in India and think it would work. So yes, there's a lot of research in that regard.
Yes.
Take for example KFC. KFC came to Nigeria recently.
Yes.
They have a very good competitor, Chicken Republic. I'm very proud of them. So
Right.
KFC came, and then KFC has what's it called? They have jollof rice now. Nigerian
Yes.
jollof, and that's our food. So they had to do that. They had to improvise, to expand their market. So there are a lot of products you would find in brands that are internationally recognized in countries that they are present, that it's specifically for those people.
Right.
So those are systems. You have to understand those systems.
systems.
You have to implement these systems. You have to try them. The one that doesn't work, remove. So it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's actually a lot of work. So you need systems is very important in everything you do.
Right. So so what are some
You have the chances of becoming success in that business.
So do you have to have the knowledge? Like I want to go into food business now. Do I have to have the knowledge, or I can learn on the job?
Yes, you can do both ways. So it's better for you to have the knowledge always. If you want to do a business, the best thing for you to do is do the research first, so that you understand the business, understand the kind of customers that patronize such businesses.
So you have to know the customers you're targeting.
Yes, you have to. It's necessary. It's without.
It can't just be everybody.
That's what happens when business fails, because they don't consider things like that. So they don't know who their targets are. It's just like playing Indian film to Chinese people. Nobody will understand.
Yes.
So,
yes, no one will understand that.
So you need to really target markets.
So what are some practical steps young people can take to start a business with little capital? Can you start a business with no money?
Yes, you can. You can actually raise money. You cannot start the business with no money, but you can raise money to start a business.
Yes.
By doing agency or commissions. So if you are in the middle and you are able to secure somebody to buy something they need, and they give you a percentage, then you are in business. But that doesn't mean you have a business. So
there's
you have a business,
right?
When you have a registration for that business.
Okay.
When you register the name formally, and then either business name or a limited liability company, you have to do the registration and do all the necessary documentations, and then you are in business. So you can start a business with little money. It depends on what you do. For young people, a lot of young people make money now from their rooms.
Right.
I have a lot of I think my younger brother I'm suspecting he makes a lot of money, more than me or anybody. Habibu.
Okay.
Because that guy is always in the room touching the computers, and he's doing subscription every month, 90,000 naira, and he's always playing game, buying things on Call of Duty. But he works online. He never wanted to work for the government. One thing I respect about him. So he learned what he's currently doing.
Yes.
He learned it, and he earns money from it. He would work for international organizations, and they will pay him. And this he was able to do from his room. So a lot of people can actually do different businesses. Nowadays, it's so easy to do business because you could recruit artificial intelligence to be your workforce.
Right.
You don't even need humans. You can just create an AI team, and they would be more efficient than any human you would give there. So yes, for young people can do business with as little as they have. It just depends. They just have to do their research and know what businesses they want to do.
Right. So what are the most underrated skills for building a successful business? Or what are the skills needed rather? What are these?
Creativity is one skill you need in every business. You need creativity. You need to learn to motivate yourself.
By yourself,
yes,
right?
Yes. Even if you are going through the world, if Nigeria has happened to you or anything is happening to you, you have to learn to motivate yourself.
Yes.
Because if you are very depressed and you're in business, then depression doesn't care. The business doesn't care that you are depressed. It will fail.
You have to just pick yourself up.
So if you're able to pick yourself up, pick the pieces and put together, I think you actually...
So what's the difference between working hard and working smart? Do you have to work hard to be able to or it's just all about working smart?
Okay. Yes. I don't know exactly how to put this, but
Okay.
yes, I'll give maybe examples. So working smart would be a situation where you would do something like very little
Mm-hmm.
and actually get the maximum benefits. So if you're talking about working smart, you could look at people that aim to, let's say, open, how do I say? So let me give an example. There's
Okay.
this new business of uh, is it drop ship they call it? Drop
Yes.
ship. Drop ship. So what happens is a company gives you all their things, then you
Okay.
have the ability to actually market it and
Mm.
showcase it as your own, and if
And
anybody
then
buy, they send it directly to the customer. So this is an example of working smart, because you don't
true.
have the business,
Right.
but to the customer you own the business, you can bring it to them and all the receipts are yours, but it's another company that's actually supplying. So that's really
They're working smart.
working smart.
Yes.
Working hard does not really would not necessarily make you successful, because
Okay.
we know a lot of hard working
Working
people
people, like all these
since we were little.
bricklayers, you know?
Yes, even in our social lives, we know a lot of people that when you think of hard work, it's them.
Mm.
They know how to do hard work. They are not lazy, but they're still not successful. Not because they don't know what they're doing, but mainly because maybe they're doing a lot of what is unnecessary.
Okay,
You
so you have
understand?
to be
Yeah, so you have to be conscious. You have to be conscious of everything you do. If you're doing a move, if you're going to do a work, you have to really be conscious about it. What do you want to achieve? What is the outcome? When are you failing? You have to understand when you're failing. So yes, I think that is what I
that's
would
yes,
call
that makes sense.
yes.
That makes sense. So you also said you're into tailoring.
Oh yes, tradition apparel.
That's the name, traditional apparel.
Yes, this is my
Oh,
outfit.
wow, this is
I
amazing.
only wear my outfits.
Right.
Yes.
So how is that? How have you been able to balance, the farm, the cafe, and then this? And I'm sure there are other things, right?
Yes, but I didn't do everything at once.
Okay.
Everything was started at a certain point in time, and I have managers for all. So I have a manager for my tailoring business. I have a manager for my farming business. I have a manager for my cafe. I actually have a couple of managers for the cafe.
Okay.
It's also a part of a strategy where you have multiple managers, because
So how important is that?
yes, I'll make one example.
Okay.
It's one thing that is very important, and I think people should know. So when you operate a business like a restaurant,
Okay.
where you have inventory, you have the kitchen, you have the front of the house, you have the cleaning and all that, it is important for you to, if possible, if you can afford it, have managers for each of these departments. So you have somebody managing the kitchen, you have somebody managing the bakery, you have somebody managing the front of the house, and somebody general manager for the back of the house.
So it shouldn't just be one person handling
It can be
all.
one person if you have good systems. However, you could have multiple people and still get the results. In my case, that is what I'm trying, because I feel like it's more efficient. So everybody is held responsible for what's happening.
Right. So
You
if
know.
it's the kitchen
Yeah,
section,
so it's still an experimental phase for me. But
Okay.
yes, if anything happens in the bakery, you know who to hold responsible. If anything happens in the kitchen, there's someone to hold responsible.
True.
And also, you don't have to go through all the work. All their managers do is they get to you and they just give you a report. And then you go through the report and everything is really corresponding with what you expect, and that's fine. You don't have to go through
It's
details.
all.
It saves you time. So if you're able to put efficient systems to manage businesses, then you can manage as much business as you want. Dangote is managing almost all the business. I think he does almost everything now. Recently,
So exactly.
so he has
You just
managers
think how-
for everything, and he is pretty much involved in every single one of them. So, and he's human. So
that's why I wonder how.
yes, it's
like-
systems. If you have good
Okay.
systems, if you have reliable and people that are knowledgeable, skilled, you'll do that. You don't need to be there. You don't
Right,
need to
for
be there,
it
but
to
you need
work.
to know when it's going wrong. Yes,
Right.
of course,
Right.
of course.
Right. So let's come back to this. Let's talk about youth unemployment, empowerment, and skills acquisition. So why do you think youth unemployment is still a major issue despite increasing education levels? Why is it still a problem?
Well-
And what should youths do? differently.
Well, this is what I think. I think we should stop waiting for the government to give us
Government.
the job because that is a lot of what's happening. A lot of people are going to the university. You don't need
Yes,
to go to the university.
you don't.
I think we need to understand at this point that it's not everybody that should go to a university. You can decide to go to a polytechnic. You can just go to a technical college, or you can just do your secondary school and learn a skill.
I wish that's what I did because I
Yes.
feel like sometimes I wasted
Let
a
me tell
lot
you,
of
Gen
years.
Zs are making so much money from not going to school.
Right.
You know, so I mean, you can just decide to do things. What we should do as youth of this country, if you look at a lot of successful countries, it's not their government that's holding them. You know, they had to do it is a lot of the private sector. So we really need to be very creative and rise up and, you know, open sustainable businesses. And most importantly, we need to be able to help ourselves.
Right.
Because we are a lot of people in Nigeria. So imagine if somebody has a good business and he's still actually doing corporate social responsibility.
Right.
I think it is going to go a long way in reducing the hardships people go through.
True.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. So, what specific skills do you believe every young person should acquire today, regardless of their career path?
Technology, artificial
Technology.
intelligence. Yes, they need to learn AI. They need to
Okay.
understand technology. They need to be digitally literate because
So that's one skill that
if you
cuts-
have that, I don't think you even need another skill. You just
Right.
need to be very creative and then
Right.
be digitally literate, and you go a long way.
True. So, let's talk about how important is family support in achieving personal and professional goals.
Family. That's the number one. I'm a sociologist also. I think I
Okay.
told you.
No, you didn't.
So I understand how important it is.
The role of family.
The role of family, yes. And me personally, if my family is not in good shape, it significantly affects me.
Yes.
So if I'm very happy in business, it's because the house is okay. And if things are really going wrong, it's because there's a problem. So, you know, family is the fundamental need for every society to actually be successful. A lot of the problems we're having in Nigeria started from the family units.
Yes.
Not even Nigeria, a lot of places. If you are seeing success, it's starting from a family unit. If you're seeing failure, it's starting from the family unit. So family unit is one important aspect of our lives.
Yes.
I think it's the most important aspect of my own life.
So how do you balance it for men? Because for women, it's like, okay, you know, you have a job, you're
Yes.
like career,
Yes.
you have a husband, you have children. So for men, is there that balance?
It's easier now
Okay.
because you can work from home,
Okay.
especially when you set up all the things. You know, me and my wife used to work for a company.
Okay.
She's always waking up very early to leave the house. I'm still sleeping. I'll sleep and wake up however I want to. And then I'll open up my eyes, I'll walk, I'll go back to sleep.
Yes.
I'll still make the money. So yeah, with the rise of this AI and technology, it has made it easy for you to actually supplement the family need and your work need. So the balance is better than ever.
So for men, do you have a problem? Like you said, you know, I don't know if she still works, but you're like, she works, like she wakes up early and, you know, you're still sleeping. So is that something men would want women to do? Men like that sort of dynamic? Or they'd rather maybe my wife has a business and, you know.
I'm that kind of person. I encourage her to do her business. So when she left the company, she's doing her own business and she's doing well.
You see, she doesn't have to wake up
I
as
told her
early.
she needs to do the business because she needs to grow and she needs to learn more things. And she shouldn't be confined in a space, you know, when she can order. She has a PMP. She is a very professional.
Wow.
I don't think she could really work under a person.
Anybody.
Yes, because she has the potentials to go far.
Right.
So I encourage her to do that. And I'm the kind of person that would encourage a woman, even if you're married to her,
Yes.
support her, let her do the business, you know, because whether you like it or not, there will be a day that she'll, you know, try to cover up your losses,
Right,
you
it's
know.
always
so
a
yes,
good
so
one.
it's easier when she makes money. It's easier when she has something going for her. Even if you think about it, even if because we don't know tomorrow when you pass away, if
True.
your wife is earning money, it's a lot easier on the family,
It is.
on your children, than if she's not doing
100%.
anything. So yeah, I'll
100%.
encourage the husbands and men out there to really support their women financially, morally, and whatever, whatever way they
Yeah.
need.
So in terms of this, since this is what you study, like now in the world, there's a lot of divorce,
Yes,
unhappiness.
yes.
So what do you think what's the major problem? And how can we do better as a society?
I wish I can really answer that
Right.
aptly, but the problem is
Yes.
I'm not so enlightened in that aspect of divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And the problems, what I know for sure is a
Yes.
lot of people are going into an arrangement that they know nothing about, which is the marriage. So you just a lot of people are getting married because when they look at themselves, they have butterflies, and
And they feel like that's
and
it.
yes, and that is
Yes.
really not even among the first 100 things in marriage. When you go in there, you know. So I think we need to really understand the kind of agreements we go into.
Right.
And then for the divorce aspect, I don't know, sometimes it can be from religion, sometimes it's even parents that are really
That
coming in
really
between the husband
true.
and wife, and then
True.
sometimes it's uniform, your personal uh, experience and how you were grown.
Right. So lastly on this family question, how do you deal with generational differences or expectations in your own family?
Okay, so generational differences. That is when I grew up,
Yes.
when I was growing, I was going to Islamia.
Mm-hmm.
In the Islamic school we used to go, they used to flog us. Yes, they will
Yeah.
flog us very well. And sometimes we'll have to put jeans and put a lot of things and then put our uniform on it. So when they go, we'll do odeshi, So, but now if you look at it, the world
Yeah.
has changed.
It
If
has.
you catch anybody's flogging a child now, he can go to prison. So things have
And that
changed.
flogging, it doesn't make
It
make the
doesn't,
child
no.
better
The,
or
the
do
reasons why I
better.
was flogged, I'm still not good at it.
You see?
So I don't think it really makes people better. I think
Yes.
they just frustrate their efforts.
Right.
I think there are a lot more better things. And then generational differences. Now, I think Gen Zs are very promising. The Gen Z's people, all these children from 1990, is it 97, 98
Yes.
to 2012, thereabout. They are
Promising
very,
in what
very,
way? How do you mean
they
promising?
are very efficient.
Okay.
So if you have Gen Zs in your team, and then
Yes.
you have things that you want to do, especially when it's in the aspect of social media or marketing or things, you'll
They
be
are
shocked at the
really
success that they
yes.
don't sleep because they love doing it. So even if you don't pay them for what you pay them, they will do a lot of things that you're not even paying them for because they love doing.
True.
So Gen Zs are very, very promising and very efficient when it comes to service delivery.
Okay.
I think it's our future is quite promising. We just have to really learn to adjust and bring back the culture and the traditions and the respects in the societies because it has disappeared. You'd find a young guy like slapping old people on the road or somebody beating his mother and actually bragging about it. So I think these are the things we need to bring back.
Right.
Other than that, if it's a work ethic, I think we're good.
They're good. So in terms of this Gen Z, I've heard like this counter argument where people are like, they just want things on a platter of gold. They don't want to work for things,
They deserve it.
Right?
Yes, of course, they deserve it. You give it to them. Yes. They deserve it. Give it
So
to
you're
them.
in support.
Yes. I'm in support of Chop Life Gang.
Okay.
Yeah, give them, let them
Let them
enjoy
have
life
it,
because
yes.
it's not worth it at the end. Life, if you're just too serious all the time, you never really enjoy life, and before you know it, you're dead. So yes, if anybody feels like they want things on a platter of gold, before they feel that, they have to make sure that they can get it. Because if you are coming out from a very poor background and you want things on a platter of gold, then you'd really suffer.
True.
But yes, if I think they deserve all the good things in life.
Right. Amazing. So we're going to wrap this up in a bit. So let's talk about, what does personal growth mean to you? And how do you actively pursue it?
Personal growth is a mission to me. I
Okay.
think it's something that I always want to be better at. I actively pursue it by looking back at all my mistakes and correcting them. So
Right.
I wake up every day and I try to change the ways I do things that were not so successful. I like to have principles,
Okay.
and I like to try to abide by my principles. I try to do so much things that would make things different, like Like some of the things that I find very, very interesting
Yeah.
is youth empowerment.
Okay.
Because some of the people we went to school with in primary schools and secondary schools, when we meet them, it's not so good for them. You know, it's very sad, especially when you go back to the States.
Yes.
You know, so one thing I'm really trying to do at the moment is
Yes.
see that I put a platform for youth empowerment. Just
That's
go back to
amazing.
the houses, you know, go back to the states, go back to your villages, you know, get one or two people that are well learned, and then have them on a platform.
Yes.
Think of what to do, find out their problems, and find little ways
To
to
empower and
supplement it.
support. That's amazing. We need
Yes.
more people like you,
Yeah, I think
honestly.
it's something that is very well needed in the society.
Absolutely. 100%. So, do you have any role models? Anyone you look up to in business or in your personal life?
Yes, I look up to the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam,
MashaAllah.
number one, you know. I
MashaAllah.
even named my son after him.
MashaAllah.
I mean, yes,
MashaAllah.
so yes.
There's no greater role model.
No, I have
No
that
greater.
in terms of business, he's my role model. In terms of life,
So you look
personal-
at what he's like, his journey.
I try. I have not started. When I look at the things I have done like let's say in comparison to what he has done, I feel like I have not even started. You know, there's still so much, but I'll actively do that till the end of my time.
That's really nice. So what advice would you give someone who feels stuck or uncertain about their future?
Okay, so I think people really need to go back to their faiths,
Okay.
because there's no how you can make that a problem. You don't know the future. Only God knows the future. So if you're very worried about the future, it's because you have not gone to your faith and really. So there's really nothing to worry about.
So just have
If
faith.
you have faith in God, yes, because if there's something that's happening in the future,
Yes.
God can change it. God can make it either good or bad. So I think what we should do is really to pray in times of crisis. When we feel like there's uncertainty in the future, just pray and just do the things we do. Worry less, because these days it's very easy for you to have problems because of the kind of
Honestly.
food we eat. So if
True.
you put thought, you're always thinking about problems. Before you know it, high BP.
True.
Before you know it, a lot of
And now
problems.
it's like young people have it. It's not like
a lot of things. Young people have so many things that it is
Yes.
only known to aged people, you know, previously. So we have to be very careful. We have to be less considered. We have to be less disturbed about what we can't control, and only focus on the things we can control, and just fall back to our faith.
True. I love that. So to wrap this up, what does legacy mean to you, and what legacy would you want to leave behind?
I would love to leave a legacy of humbleness, of respect, of how do I say, like helping others. I'd like to be remembered for doing so many things that really relieved people from problems. So legacy is important when it's positive. I would like to
Yes.
have a positive legacy, and I would like to be remembered as somebody who really brought a lot of good to the world and
Right.
took away a lot of problems away from people.
True. And that's like the greatest legacy, like
I would love
impacting
to have
lives,
this
you know.
legacy, yes.
This
Yes.
was
Amazing.
this was amazing, enriching. I learned so much. Thank you so much for
I'm
coming.
pleasure.
Thank you so much.
You know, it's my
I'd
honor.
love to have you some more to
No problem. I'm
talk about
always-
other things.
I'm always available. Just message away.
Inshallah. Thank you so much
I
for
think you're
coming.
doing very well. I've been going through these
Right.
things. I've seen that you interviewed a couple of people that I know, and
Yes.
the topics are always very interesting and
Right.
very engaging. So I
Thank you
think
so
you're
much.
doing well. I pray that you succeed in what
Thank
you're
you
doing,
so
and I
much.
pray.
Brings us to the end of another enlightening episode of the Samira Space. A huge thank you to Mr. Farouk for sharing such invaluable insights and real-world experiences, whether it was about building sustainable businesses, tackling youth unemployment, or finding purpose through growth and development. There's something in today's conversation for all of us. If you found this episode inspiring, don't forget to subscribe, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and leave us a review. It helps more people discover the show. You can connect with us on Instagram and YouTube at the Samira Space. And if you'd like to suggest a guest or topic, we'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, change starts with you. Thank you.